Hi everybody! So this video is late, but I wanted to record it quickly now because I'm about to run out and I think I'm about to make pottery. I'm not entirely sure. It was difficult to understand what they were talking about. But it's been a crazy week for me. I've been just completely exhausted for the past couple of days now because I had my first sort of crazy party on on Thursday night. It started out as a completely normal barbecue, but the teacher, who is the newest other than me, so I get sort of excluded because, like, first of all, I'm a girl, and second of all, I'm a foreigner, so they kind of go easy on me. But everybody was peer pressuring him to drink more, so he probably had twice as many drinks in him as everybody else. And around the time that started happening, clothes started coming off. The guy ended up in just his underwear and a coconut bra dancing around. And it was hilarious. So that was a lot of fun, but I was the first to leave that party at 1 o'clock in the morning. And I had to be in Nara City for jet orientation the next morning. I had to be there by 10, so I had to leave my house at around 7. So I could drive to the train station and then take the train then to Nara. So, which is fine. I've discovered I love trains. I think they're awesome. But then I had an orientation, which was long, and that night I went out to a beer garden with everybody, which was a ton of fun. But then again, I didn't go to sleep until late, and I had to be up early the next morning because yesterday was our summer festival, and I had to be back before noon to help out with that. And so everything was a lot of fun, but just having it all in a row was super exhausting. So I haven't A, had time because I've been busy and out of my house, and B, had the energy to make this video before now. So what should we talk about? I didn't write any notes. I guess it's just been that kind of week. Went to the elementary school for the first time, and I have to say I'm not as comfortable there as at the middle school. It could just be because I felt like there weren't many people in the office. And the woman who was explaining the lessons there to me didn't seem to understand that I'm not my predecessor. I haven't been here for 3 years, and I'm not that good at Japanese. It was a lot of, it took a lot of energy to try and comprehend what she was saying, and I think I still only got about 75% of it. So hopefully that'll be good enough. And then I felt really stupid because she was like, "Oh, what have you prepared for your introduction?" And I was like, honestly, nothing. I have nothing prepared that is the appropriate level for people who don't speak any English. So I have to do all that. But then I had no idea what to do. All of a sudden I was completely lost. Because, like, I don't have pictures. I didn't have my computer that first day. She was like, "Oh, you didn't bring your computer?" I'm just sitting there like, no, I didn't know I had to. It was nobody informed me. So I'm sitting there, like, drawing things on cardstock and cutting them out, and I'm like, I just feel like I'm wasting time and resources. So that was a rough day, my first day at the elementary school. Luckily, after lunch, I cut out and I just went and I hung out at the pool. Technically, I was lifeguarding-ish kind of thing. I was watching the pool, but basically I was just sitting there because I was there with another Japanese teacher. And so two kids showed up, but I don't speak any Japanese. I can't talk to them. So I was kind of like sitting there really hot. And I had dressed up nicely because it was my first day at the elementary school. And then afterwards, we went out to the river, and we had ice cream. The thing is, for some reason, the platform where people, like, park is much higher than all the rocks, which are actually down by the river. So instead of being reasonable and, like, lifting myself up so I could sit on the ledge and then swinging my legs up, I was like, it'll be fine, and I tried to just put one leg up and climb up, but I was wearing a skirt, and I ripped the skirt, so I have to sew that back together. I feel like this week has been a week of a lot of just, like, little stupid stuff. It's just been a very frustrating week. I guess that's how it is, like, you mess some stuff up, and you have fun stuff to make up for it, but it was kind of rough though at the summer festival last night though because I was so tired. And I was helping out, so I wasn't really just going out and doing what I wanted. I felt like I was kind of stuck at the middle school booth where we were selling a bunch of food that we had made. And I can't go out and talk to anybody. I can't really have a conversation. When I was on shift, like accepting money for the food, the Japanese people looked terrified that I might not understand what they were saying. And I'm like, believe me, I know my numbers at least. Like, I can do this. I can do this. But I was sitting there after a while, and I just had to remind myself, like, Barbara, this was your dream, to come here. And I had to take a moment, take a deep breath, and remember that, like, being there, being at a summer festival was something that I really, really wanted. And that even if it wasn't the exact way I wanted, I needed to make the most out of it. And then I was surprised. I didn't think we were going to have fireworks because my town is so small. But you can't have a summer festival without fireworks, so we did. And they were really cool. I mean, even for such a small town, I've seen 4th of July displays that were more disappointing than this. It was a pretty nice display. So that was pretty cool. And there were some really fun things that happened. They had a raffle, and the prizes were really good. Like an iPod, a flat screen television, one of those little robot things that goes along and cleans your floor. And mind you, this is a town of 600 people. And there were people from out of town who came to the festival too. But I was really impressed by the quality of the prizes. I didn't win anything, but it's fine. And one of the things they did at my festival is at one point, a bunch of guys stood on the edge of the stage and they just threw little things of mochi, which is like pounded rice. It's really gummy. They threw mochi out into the crowd. So I got 2 things of mochi, and I have to decide how I want to eat them. My favorite way to eat mochi is with sweet red beans, but I do not have any of those, so either I need to buy some anko paste, or I need to think of another way to eat this mochi. Yeah. So I'm still not well rested. Last night after that, we had to, it's a whole like Japanese community involvement thing and consideration for others. Sometimes it's awesome, and sometimes it's really pain in the neck. Like last night, we had already emptied out our booth, and then we had to take down our booth. And then, even after our booth was taken down and we had folded everything up the correct way, but, tied everything together the correct way and put it all in a truck, we still stuck around for another 30 minutes. Even though we could do nothing except for be in the way, we had to be there just in case somebody else needed our help. And finally, we left. And me and the principal, because the principal's probably the oldest person, and he was driving us, we were ready to go. We were both tired. And so we're calling everybody like, hey, we're leaving. Seriously, we're leaving. And I had to call one teacher like more than 5 times before she even noticed me. And then she stopped to talk to somebody else, and I'm like, seriously, we're leaving. And the principal just looked at me and says, should we go? And so we just walked off and let them follow us because we had been trying to corral them then for about 10 or 15 minutes after having already stayed 30 minutes past we needed to. So by the time I got home, I was dead tired, and I rinsed off because I was a little sweaty and dirty from just like dust on the ground, and I went right to sleep, and that was about it. And apparently I got a call and a text message from one of the other teachers like, hey, we're going to leave at 10 to go somewhere else and to get ramen. I'm just thinking, why on earth are we leaving at 10 in the morning to get ramen? So I woke up and got out of bed at like 9:45. I barely had any clothes on, and I hear my doorbell rung, and I'm like, who the fuck? So I throw on a sweater so that I'm covered. And I go there, and I'm like, hello? And she's like, oh, we're going to get ramen. Didn't you get my text? And I'm like, no, I was asleep. At 1:30 in the morning, when you texted me about getting ramen, I was asleep. Because I'm dead tired. But, yeah. Then they called me a few minutes ago. Not her, because she's good at English. The cafeteria lady, the nutritionist, called me. And I could not understand what was going on at all. I couldn't even tell if she said she was coming at 2:30 or 3. And that was a difficult conversation. But I'll just be here, and when they come get me, they'll come get me. That's pretty much the game plan right now. Yeah, I'm so tired. I would have slept longer than I did, except for there was baseball practice pretty much right outside my window. And, yeah, so the shouts of children woke me up this morning. I need to catch up on 3 nights of sleep, and I didn't get a chance to do that today. But I do have Monday off, so hopefully I can catch up tonight. I think that's all I have to say, guys. Hopefully I can catch up on the sleep, have a normal week, and I can talk about some more specific issues, because I have a lot of things rattling around in my brain that I would love to share with you guys. Funny things, interesting, frustrating things. But right now I just can't even think of them. So, that'll be it for now. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.